What up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. I have a pretty cool package here from Akuma Bladeworks. This is the Akuma Matata, a balisong which I horribly mispronounced the name of in the video I did a few weeks ago on this bad boy, the balisong with no pivots and way too much blade weight. Den did a video on this, and he brought up a good point that this doesn't really need more handle weight, which I think is what I proposed in the Blade Bias video. But more handle weight, less blade weight. I mean, it accomplishes the same thing. Anyway, side tangent aside, this is the Akuma Matata. I'm going to call it the Akuma because Akuma Matata is the most unwieldy, like anti-roll off the tongue name that I have heard for a balisong in a long time, especially since, it means no worries for the rest of your days. Not what it means. That's the Lion King song. That's so, oh my god, I'm so funny. Oh my god, the Lion King song. But this is a balisong that's aimed at a price point that I feel like has gone pretty neglected. I'm flipping the glider, the Arctic, for a reason. Because the Arctic right now, I believe, sits at around like $125. And that range of balisongs previously held up by kings like the Vortex, the Arctic, like the Triton, I feel like has gone kind of unloved. Most of the balisongs in the $100 price range are focused right at 100 with the Orion, or like above 150 with like the Prisma Pro, Antarctic, etc. And I feel like it's just been this weird no man's land. Like 100 to 150 has kind of just been this weird area, fulfilled only by like the Barracuda with no CNC. Maybe I'm forgetting other ones, but this sits smack dab in the middle. It's 145. It's on sale right now for 135, and since they reached out to send me one of these, I haven't seen it go off of sale. So like it's like 140, let's put it right in the middle, $140 balisong. With a pretty impressive spec sheet actually. Let me just pull this up really quick. This is for let's just say 145. You're getting 7075 aluminum, bushings, titanium screws, crown blade spine at 4 ounces, and spare hardware. Now, I haven't taken this out of the box. I've only opened it just to take a quick look at it. But like, you get bushings, washers, a little tool that you should never use, and like heat. They look like heat anode, but I guess they're titanium. They're like oil slick screws, which they look pretty cool. And you get a microfiber pouch. Like this is already a pretty solid deal. $140-ish for 7075 aluminum. But to get like a microfiber pouch, a really nice box. Like this is almost like a fabric-y box. Even though I know it's cardboard, it's just like, it feels very premium. The foam in here feels nice. And you get the extra hardware. It's like, that's a pretty good deal. Like, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't the most excited for this thing, and that's a side profile I wasn't expecting. Little speed channel cutout like the Kraken with a giant Kraken-like jimping that goes up like a Prisma. But this is... Oh, the blue side is the bite handle. That's going to take a while to get used to. This is a balisong I honestly wasn't terribly, like, hyped for. I didn't have too many expectations because I'm just really not a fan. You can see why I compared these two now. But I'm really just not a fan of the, like, filled-in blade. I think it looks kind of goofy design-wise. But I guess it doesn't really matter if it's goofy design-wise if it flips good. Right off the bat, the blade is very long. We have fairly standard handles, I want to say. Fairly standard, like, Prisma length. No, oh yeah, about Prisma length handles. And then the blade, slightly shorter than the Prisma. But the tang down here also goes further. It looks like there's also a lot of pivot weight. But let's theorize no longer. Let's kind of give this thing a little... Texture is very smooth, very soft. It feels well machined. The jimping is rough. I would say this is basically just Kraken jimping. Like, almost to a T. It just looks like, specifically like the V3 Kraken jimping, it kind of just feels and looks like that. But a little rougher, probably a little more effective as actual jimping. We got press fit Zen pins. The face... Got like oil on my hand or something. Is that from this? I think it might be. The face texture feels good. I don't know how much it would improve on grip because, like I said, it is relatively smooth. But this also, this is kind of a sharp thing right here. Probably going to improve some grip. But let's theorize no longer. Let's give this a flip because like, whoa. It sounds really good, actually. This is 4 ounces? Yeah, 4 ounces. Oh, this is strange. I'm sorry. I'm usually used to giving commentary when I flip things for the first time, but like this is strange. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so it's very long and there is a lot of weight being thrown around here. Like this blade is very heavy, but as you can see, the handles are also a bit longer on this. So I think the blade feels like a similar weight to what this feels like. But then you have more handle weight, which means that it's more balanced. Like it carries momentum way better than the G10 balisong over there. I'm just going to call it the Tech. It's called the Tech Noir. I'm just going to call it the Tech. It's way, like, it carries momentum better than the Tech, but at the same time, I get a similar feeling to the Tech. Like, it kind of... Chaplins are good. Rollovers are really good. I'd say there's, like, a fairly good handle bias at play here, but then when you try and fan, it's just, like... You can feel that it doesn't want to. It's the same as the Tech over here, because the Tech, I went into it in the video, when you fan it, it doesn't want to. You kind of have to fight it, and that's what I'm getting here. I don't know if it's because it's long, if it's because of a lack of tip weight, although I can't really imagine that's the case, because this is just solid up here, or it could be this pivot weight, which is really holding it back, because the Vulp has a similar problem with pivot weight. Although the Vulp fans much better than this. The Vulp just struggles on Chaplins, which this doesn't really struggle with. Oh man, this is... okay. So I can crank out Chaplins pretty easily. I feel like you would lose control if you're someone who does like very small Chaplins. Like I like to call it the Joff Chaplin because you just like... You're very casual about how you Chaplin like this. It's not really going to feel the best for those. Like if I get the... although even the Kuno, I guess, flies off. So maybe that's not a fair comparison. But... I mean, does it Chaplin fine? Yeah, I'm detecting a big, it doesn't want a fan and it doesn't want a choker fan, and I'm really not sure why that is. It has a ring to it, which is... I'd describe it as a more annoying squid trainer. Because the squid trainer is a bit deeper in tone, and the squid trainer fades relatively quickly. The squid trainer, you get a very nice like ring, and then it kind of goes away. This lingers a bit longer than I think I would like it, but rings like that are very subjective in this hobby, and I understand that. So, as far as how it feels very well machined. It feels comfortable in the hands. The blade is very nicely crowned. Like it is a well-built flipper. It's just when you go to flip it, I don't know what I'm detecting. What am I detecting? I think it's just the insane amount of momentum, because this is by far... I've said that the Squid Trainer is the heaviest 4.6 ounce balisong that I've ever felt. And it turns out that's because the Squid Trainer isn't 4.6 ounces. Apparently they changed it to 4.4 if you go on the website right now. But even before, when the Squid Trainer was 4.6 ounces, because I doubt it's been wrong for literal years. Like, the Squid Trainer has been 4.6 since I've gotten into the hobby. but I'm assuming that it changed with like the V4 or something. But anyway, the Squid Trainer has always been like the lightest 4.6 ounce balisong that I've ever felt. Same with like the Arctic. The Arctic I think is a very, I lied. The Arctic is not a very light flipper, but still. This is definitely the heaviest 4-ounce balisong that I have, dropped straight onto my foot. It's definitely the heaviest 4-ounce balisong that I've felt. And I think it really is because there is just, wow, there is an insane amount of momentum being carried by those handles. Very good handle swing, I will say that. Having my Sliff T has kind of put me onto the amazing feeling of a good tune. And the way that you can really tell that with the Sliff T is if you take it and you just let the handle go sideways. It moves like it's on bearings. You would be hard pressed to find another bushing balisong that moves as smoothly as the Sliff T does when you hold it to the side like that. Even something like the Arctic, which does have very good... Oh, actually, no, the Arctic. Okay. Hey, good job, glider. I do have to move it a little bit more to get it to rotate, but... So I think if we go off of the same kind of test here, yeah, I mean, it's definitely requiring more momentum, but like once you get it to swing, it swings all the way through. I'm getting a lot of that fatigue that I felt when I was flipping the Tech. And I think this definitely fits in the same vein as the Tech, where like the Tech has a problem with too much blade weight. This definitely doesn't. I don't think it has too much blade weight because I can still do tricks. Like chaplains and rollovers don't feel bad by any means. But fans do. And as someone who really likes to fan, I like when my fan is nice and effortless. Turn it like a screwdriver and it just goes. Like the Sliff T will just go. Even with a very little amount of effort. Just, whoo. You know, that's why I like more neutral balisongs, because I like the feel of fans. And this just like, it fans well, I guess, and it carries a lot of momentum. But once you try and spin it faster, I guess the way to say it would be, the Sliff T you can fan slow, and you can fan fast. Like the amount of effort that you put into the fan matters with how fast it's going to go. Whereas this, you're getting one speed. Like if I fan it like this, it goes. If I fan it like that, it goes at like the same speed, you know? A little faster, obviously, but especially the feel in the hand, I'm not feeling that like increase in... I'm not feeling that increase in speed whenever I torque it really fast on the fan. It just kind of does what it wants. I'd probably relate it to something like the Impusa. This definitely is going to demand like a very specific flow and flipping style. Do they list on their website like, oh, balance? Because like I know balance has gotten to the point where most people have a different opinion on balance when they flip a balisong, but like when a company says there is a balance, it kind of helps a little bit. No, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, they just talk about the unique sound profile and ring. This is good. Like, this is definitely going to be a really good budget flipper for someone out there. But I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it that much. I'm not going to lie. It's a very weird thing to pick up a balisong, and I sort of had it with the Jigsaw where it was like, wow, I can't really pin down what I think of this off the bat. I can't really pin this. I personally feel that it just like, again, I made a whole video about how blade bias is not reviews, so please go watch that video if you haven't already. That should have come out the video before this. So this is literally just my unfiltered opinion. But this is just... it demands you to flip too slow, and I like to flip fast. That's why I like the Swift T so much, because it responds. And even the Arctic you have to flip a little slower, but like the Arctic can still respond pretty well when you do want to go fast. Like there is a level of speed that you can achieve with the Arctic, but I'm not really getting that with the Akuma. Rollovers are fine, and then you go to fan, and it's like, I really just can't describe it. This thing will not fan faster. Yeah, no, that's it. Oh, I got it. So look at this. If I take the Swift T and I fan it, I can fan it really slow, or I can speed up the fan. And you can physically see how it is changing speed, right? Oh, okay, that's a slow fan. Speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. That's about max speed before I start to lose control of it. Whereas this, fan it slow. Okay, it's kind of losing control here a little bit, but that's fine. Oh, okay, it did lose control there. Okay, I can fan it slow. Speed up, and it doesn't speed up. Speed up, and it spins out. Oh, that's about as fast as I can go. And that is changing. It's a very flat fan, though. So I guess there is a pretty good proportion of tip weight to end weight. But I'm using a different technique than I otherwise would with fans. Because normally fans are like, you know, they look like that. But now I'm like moving it back. I don't really know, dude. So here's a slow fan. This is about as slow as I can go. Because I feel myself needing to turn in a circle because it keeps pitching downwards in a way that the fan is going to peter out. And now speed up. That's about as fast as I can go. I don't know if you guys can see a noticeable speed difference. Maybe if I fan these both at the same time, you'll be able to see that I can... Maybe I can... I don't think I'm making any sense right now, but there is certainly, I can feel it when I fan slow. There's certainly a weirdness to how this thing fans, which I think is the root of what I'm feeling with not enjoying it a terrible amount. Because I want to crank the fans and like feel like the balisong is going fast, you know? My entire combo, I can go pretty fast on rollovers and stuff, but the entire combo grinds to a halt when you try and fan or choker fan. Choker fanning is kind of rough on this. Stopping that momentum and getting it to go back into a different direction and then continuing the choker fan. Okay. Man, that's really weird. Overall, then, I'd say it's pretty good for 135. It's a solid build. It feels all right, but the fanning is just, I'm really not enjoying it. It's kind of, I always say that the Impusa demands a certain flow, and I think that is true, but the Impusa is still very responsive. Otherwise, I wouldn't like it. But like the Impusa is definitely a, hey, kind of slow down and enjoy it flipper. And this takes that to another extreme, where you have to fan in a very specific way. Where did this go? That went up there. You have to fan in a very specific way. If you try and fan too fast, it's not going to do it. If you try and fan too slow, it's not going to do it. So it is something that kind of demands a specific fanning style. And also just because of how much momentum is being carried here, stopping it and ricocheting it is kind of rough, despite it being pretty good for rollovers, chaplains, stuff like that. So I think this is a pretty good addition to the budget lineup collection of balisongs that are in like the sub 150 range, but still above, still sub 150, but above 100. But I'm going to let me spend a few days with this and try and really get my thoughts out on it. Take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt, because they could change very quickly. In the next video, I'll do I spent a week with the Akuma and see how it goes. I'm just like, this specifically Because when you do this underhand twirl thing, there's a point where you have to stop the momentum and then ricochet it, right here. And there's a lot of force a lot of force slamming into my finger there. So maybe this, I'm sort of seeing this as the opposite of the Tech Noir, whereas the Tech Noir actually feels light and responsive compared to the Akuma, which is kind of crazy because I don't really like the Tech Noir. You can see why. This feels like what happens when your handles don't carry enough momentum. This feels like the opposite when your handles carry too much momentum. But I'm going to spend a week with it. I'm going to get my thoughts kind of organized on it because this is just a really weird flipper. And I don't think I can kind of give my entire opinions on it in one video with first impressions. So let me spend a little time with it. I'll make another video and kind of hopefully work through what I'm feeling. Anyways, that was the Akuma Matata. Whole bunch of new colors, bushing, 70-75 aluminum, 135. Pretty good. Sent to me for free by Akuma, so thank you, Akuma Bladeworks. I really do appreciate the chance to check out your product. But of course, all opinions were my own, and I will see you guys in the next one. I've got a long week ahead of me with this thing. Alright, later guys.